Hello, everyone, and welcome to Episode 2 of How Hollywood Works. I'm your host, Allegra Melloul, and today I'm here with Anson Goode Jr. So, Anson, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Allegra, how are you?
I'm great. So, why don't you tell us what you do, because I know you're kind of a Renaissance man.
Yeah, a little bit of a Renaissance man. Primarily, I'm an indie game developer, but I'm also a writer, a rapper. I've been called a comedian before. You know, I wear lots of different hats, so to speak.
Right now you're wearing a white one.
I am wearing a white hat. I actually do have an eclectic collection of hats as well, though, too.
So you're a hat collector on top of that.
Indeed.
So we've got all types here today. So why don't you tell us about the indie game designer part of you? What company are you working for currently?
So I actually co-founded my own company, Onyx Fortress. And it's an indie game company, which basically means that we're like small and self-funded, or we just do everything ourselves in-house. We have a mission. Our mission is basically to tell cool, fun, unique stories from a unique and often unrepresented perspective. So let me give you an example. Statistically speaking, the rarest character that you can encounter in a video game at all is a black woman.
Yeah.
And so that's a problem. There should be more black women in games. There should be more characters that have different sexualities in games. There should be characters with all different stories to tell, and we want to be the ones to tell those stories, because only we can.
That's really awesome. So your team is a very diverse team, I assume?
Absolutely. Our team is diverse as far as race, gender. We all subscribe to different life philosophies, different religions. We're all thinkers, so we think a lot, we talk a lot, we get together, we debate, we come up with cool concepts for games and cool stories together.
Awesome. And how do you guys stay cohesive if you're so different?
Staying cohesive, we're so different. Part of that has to do with just a strong vision, and the vision of telling unique stories is a pretty strong one, especially coming from a minority team, because we've all been playing games for all of our lives, and it's like we don't see enough of ourselves in games. So it's like, as long as the mission is to see more of us in games, then, you know, our differences will always be set aside for the greater good.
All right, awesome. And how would you compare the production of a video game to, like, a production of, for example, a TV show like this? Like,
honestly, it's very similar. You know, you still have the visionary on the top. You still have to have people in the different aspects like writing, or people who know audio, or people who can do the art aspect of it. It requires collaboration. It requires people to put their egos aside. You know, it's a very collaborative process.
That's cool. So you guys have a writer, and you have an artistic director, and you're the creative director, is that right?
I am the creative director. I'm also the primary writer. The big thing is that we have a team of 7. So, like, there are lots of different roles, and all of us have to do different ones. So, like, I'm doing music, I'm doing writing, I'm doing a little bit of programming, and I'm doing the creative vision. Like, we have an artist who's doing most of the 2D art and some of the 3D art. We have another artist who's doing all of the 3D environments and maybe some of the weapons. We have a sound guy in Chicago doing the sound, and our primary programmer is also in Chicago. And me and him have to work very closely to make sure that the game logic makes sense.
All right, cool. And you mentioned that you did music. So I know outside of video games, you're a rapper. So how did you get involved in the world of rap, I guess? That was a weird way to...
Nah, I get it. It's cool. To be honest, if you, like, grow up in the hoods of Chicago, you're gonna encounter rap music. Like, rap music is a big part of, like, black culture. So, like, just growing up in a predominantly black neighborhood, I was gonna be involved in that. There was a famous rapper who said, I forgot who it was, too, that's kind of upsetting, but he's like, if you're a black dude from the hood, you have recorded at least one rap song. So I asked every black guy you know, hey, have you ever rapped before? They're probably like, yeah, at least once. We've all tried it. But, you know, after trying it, you know, you figure out whether or not you like it. And I was always into, like, poetry, and rap is also a form of poetry. So, like, it takes a lot of the same things. And rap also helped me a lot in, like, understanding the world.
So what do you rap about?
Mostly about life, you know, my experiences, the things that I've seen, the things that I noticed. I try to rap about some positive things, some changes, and to, you know, kind of change the way people think about the world, but also, you know, I rap about the messed up things that have happened to me that have, you know, kind of like forged me into the person that I am today.
That's cool. So what's the creative process behind one of your songs? Like, how do you, like, what's the first idea you have for a song and take it all the way to the finished product?
Well, for me, since I create most of my own instrumentals, that's kind of where the process starts I just make an instrumental. Usually I don't have anything in mind as far as like lyrical content. I'm just trying to make something that sounds like anything. And then after you have audio and it's a song and it's a beat and it sounds good, you'll get a feel for it. So once you are really like feeling that beat, then the lyrics just come. And I don't have to think too hard about like what I want the song to be about. It just sort of happens.
So you could freestyle at any point?
I do, all the time. In
You
fact,
freestyle
I freestyle
now?
on the way here.
For real?
Whenever I'm in my car and there's no one there, I will play an instrumental that I didn't create, and I'll just rap to it the whole time.
So could you freestyle now without an instrumental, or do you have to have?
Now I could do it without an instrumental.
Do you want to do it?
You want me to freestyle right now?
Yeah. That'd be dope.
I could do that. You want to give me a word or something?
A word?
Any word.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. That's easy. Okay. Okay. I got a vision, and I don't think that you really get it. Trump is leading the country into apocalyptic circumstances. I don't think that they understand it. Everything that they're doing is pretty underhanded, and I don't want to leave here empty-handed, so I'm going to do what I can because I demand it. And I demand to be heard, and demand to be seen, and demand that my words, you can hear all the sheen, you can see what I'm doing, you can see that it's clean, you can see all my swag, and you can see that it's mean.
Wow.
Don't.
I'm speechless. I don't know how you come up, like I could never do that. I don't know how you...
It's a lot of
crazy.
practice. Like I said, probably when I drive home, I'm going to be rapping too. So, like,
That's
it just comes
awesome.
out of me.
That's awesome. And so have you ever you've said you've worked on sets before, like movie, film sets, right?
Yeah, only in college.
Only in college? Why didn't you pursue that after college?
Mostly because games were, like, always the thing that had my heart. Like, I've known since I was about 6 years old that I wanted to design games. And acting and stuff in college was kind of something I took over from acting in elementary school. You know, I enjoy acting, I enjoy the theater and all that stuff, but my heart is really in music and games. So, you know, at a certain point, you have to decide which ones you really want to focus on.
Okay, so would you say your most important, like what would be your most, or what do you think is your most important career path? Would you say your games are more important or your rapping?
I would say that my games are my career path. I'm an MC. That's who I am, and I'll always be that. So I'm always going to make music. I'll always be a part of music. That is not my career. That's actually what this tattoo means. It just means that I'll be making music until I'm dead.
Right. Awesome. All right. So that's all we have for today. Thank you, Anson, for coming on to my show. This was absolutely awesome. Yeah, of course. You can come back whenever you want. Seriously. That's how Hollywood works, guys. See you next time.